Cairo. Joining me now, Joel Rubin, a former officer at the State Department. Joel, thank you for your time. Obviously, none of us know what the conversation between Vladimir Putin and President Obama here, but we know that this is a critical situation on the ground. And the fear, as you heard, if Bashar al-Assad believes he is losing more control, what happens next?
That's right. This is a new phase, and the internal pressures that Assad is facing today are different from yesterday. The assassination, the recent departures and defections of the ambassador to Iraq, close confidants of Assad, refugees flowing out. This is creating the pressures that were expected from the international community. How Assad reacts is the open question. There have been reports about the movement of chemical weapons. Unclear whether or not that means that the Assad regime would use them, but it does raise deep concerns. His Alawite support, his core base of military backbone, is currently feeling the heat, and we're not clear what they'll do next.
You know, and it is interesting, this latest attack, obviously the opposition knows that, as Ayman Mohideen pointed out, that this was at the heart of the military. This attack was strategic and obviously could shake al-Assad.
Yes, the people that have been hit, the former, now deceased defense minister, the deputy army chief of staff, these were the inner circle. They were initially appointed by Assad to lead in the putting down of this rebellion. So this was targeted with a purpose, a message to Assad that his supporters are vulnerable too. And that type of pressure, combined with the international condemnations, this is what the game is about now. It's about getting Assad's power base to feel insecure. Just today, the Treasury Department identified roughly 30 individuals that it is targeting for sanctions, a blacklisting of these individuals to amp up the pressure even more.
Right.
So we'll see what this does.
What are we to make of the delay actions by the UN as a result of this assassination?
The delay was called for by Kofi Annan, who was in Moscow recently talking to the Russians about further pressure. Clearly, he looks at this as an opportunity to get even more coordination with the Russians. The Russians were objecting. They did not want to vote to go forward. They would have likely opposed it. Now with the delay, it looks like the Russians are being engaged even more intensely, as you mentioned, with Vladimir Putin and the president speaking today. So they're trying to make sure that Assad knows that he does not have any escape valves, either domestically or internationally.
Joel Rubin, a former officer at the State Department. Thank you, Joel, for joining us to react to